part 2 of Enchanté 1, Leçon 4. Let's begin. So, पिछले वीडियो में हम लोगों ने इस चैप्टर की वोकैबुलरी, इनडेफिनिट आर्टिकल्स और नाउन्स को प्लूरल कैसे बनाएं ये सीखा था। आज हम इस चैप्टर के अगले इंपॉर्टेंट ग्रामर टॉपिक विच इज एडजेक्टिव यानी एडजेक्टिव्स उससे शुरुआत करेंगे। ठीक है। सो व्हेन वी टॉक ऑफ लेस एडजेक्टिव वी हैव टू नो एडजेक्टिव्स होते क्या है। So adjectives are commonly known as describing words, right? They must agree to the gender as well as number of the noun. इंग्लिश में तो हमने ये नहीं सीखा। इंग्लिश में तो बस हमने इतना सीखा था that adjectives are describing words. But फ्रेंच में what is different is कि जितने भी adjectives हैं they agree to the number यानी सिंगुलर है नाउन या प्लूरल है एज वेल एज द जेंडर मैस्कुलिन है या फेमिनिन है। इस चीज पे डिपेंड करता है कि आपका एडजेक्टिव किस फॉर्म में उस नाउन के साथ लगेगा। फॉर एग्जांपल, il est grand, he is big. Ils sont grands, they are big. And as you note, सिर्फ सब्जेक्ट ही प्लूरल नहीं बना, हमारा एडजेक्टिव भी प्लूरल में चेंज। Elle est jolie, she is pretty. Elles sont jolies, they are pretty. Again, हमारा एडजेक्टिव भी प्लूरल में चेंज। So इससे पहले हम कॉन्सेप्ट सीखे फ्रेंच एडजेक्टिव्स का, हम ये डिफरेंस नोट करते हैं। इंग्लिश में बॉय हो या गर्ल, बॉयज हो या गर्ल्स, एडजेक्टिव हमारा एक ही रहता है, right? The adjectives stay the same irrespective of the number and gender of the noun. But same चीज फ्रेंच में अप्लाई नहीं होती। Le garçon est grand, which is the translation of the same sentence. La fille est grande, यहाँ मैंने grande में एक e लगा दिया। Les garçons sont grands with an s because boys are plural now. Les filles sont grandes, feminine plural के केस में मैंने क्या लगा दिया? es. So in French, the adjectives change according to the number and gender of noun. So ये चीज French adjectives को English adjectives से अलग बनाती है। okay? अब हमें सीखना है कि इन adjectives को modify करना कैसे है। क्या हर बार सिर्फ s या e लगा के काम चल जाएगा? There are two kinds of adjectives. These adjectives réguliers called the regular adjectives. These adjectives irréguliers called irregular adjectives. So पहले आसान चीजों से स्टार्ट किया जाए, regular adjectives. So let us first try to modify the regular adjectives according to the noun. So सबसे पहले हम सीखेंगे कि एक regular adjective को feminine कैसे बनाएं. So the feminine form of an adjective is formed by adding an e. Let's look at an example. Il est grand, elle est grande. Il est petit, elle est petit. So you see, एक masculine adjective को feminine बनाने के लिए हमने सिर्फ add किया एक e. So now quickly try this exercise because in the next 5 seconds you'll have the responses on your screen. Okay? There you go. हर केस में सब्जेक्ट तो फेमिनिन बना ही, साथ जो मेरा एडजेक्टिव है मैंने उसको भी फेमिनिन बनाया। ठीक है, अब आगे बढ़ते हैं कि रेगुलर एडजेक्टिव्स को प्लूरल में कैसे चेंज करें। द प्लूरल इज फॉर्म बाय एडिंग एन s. Simple. Il est grand बना ils sont grands. Elle est petite बना elles sont petites. So you see what is happening? जो उस एडजेक्टिव का सिंगुलर फॉर्म है, अगर मैस्कुलिन सिंगुलर तो उसमें s बना के उसको प्लूरल बना दिया, फेमिनिन सिंगुलर तो उसमें s लगा के उसको plural बनाते हैं, right? Again, a very short exercise for your practice. Next 5 seconds, responses will be on your screen. All right, try this out. And you go with the answers here. So here you see, il became ils sont, elle became elles sont, and accordingly we added an s to the adjective. So this is again a fun exercise to remember the forms of adjectives. Now what is interesting to note in this table? ये तो हमने सीख लिया था कि masculine to feminine के लिए हमें e ऐड करना है और singular to plural के लिए s. Look at these arrows. When you go from masculine singular to masculine plural, you add an s. Feminine singular to feminine plural, you add an s. But what if आपको given हो सिर्फ masculine singular form? तब क्या करें? So what we find out is कि अगर मुझे यहाँ से यहाँ जाना है सीधा, what will I do? पहले मेरे masculine adjective को मैं feminine बनाऊंगी, which is by adding an e, and then उसे plural बनाऊंगी by adding an s. So this way you can easily complete this table, and in the next 5 seconds you'll have the responses on your screen. Let's go. So this is your complete table of regular adjectives. Now we move on to the next part, the irregular adjectives. So we will now learn how to change irregular adjectives according to the nouns. How to make an irregular adjective feminine? Let's see. Rule number 1. If an adjective already ends with e in the masculine form, so we do not add anything in its feminine form. So, il est jeune, the adjective already has an e in the masculine form, so we do not add an extra e in its feminine form. So these are 2 more examples of adjectives which follow the same. Rule 2. Adjectives ending with s, l, on, or en, or you can simply say adjectives ending with s, l, or n. They form feminine form by doubling the final consonant and then adding an e. So consonants are alphabets which are not vowels, like B, D, F, H, right? So here, which consonants are we talking about? S, the letter L, the letter N. So if any adjective ends with either of these 3 letters, to make it feminine, what do? We double the final consonant and add an E. As you can see, il est bon, it was ending with N. In the feminine form, we made it double N E. Il est bon. So a few more adjectives that follow the same rule. Gros, grosse, bon, bonne, gentil, gentille. You'll have a double L E. Okay. So now, based on the 2 rules that we have learned, this is an exercise that you can practice to see if you have got the concepts or not. Because pause this video right away, because very soon the answers will be displayed on screen. And here we go with the answers. Quickly check if you've got them all right, and then see. If not, go back and see where have you made the mistakes. Which rules could you not identify? All right. We have now understood the 2 ways of making irregular adjectives feminine. But before we move on, there's one special rule I want you to know. Look at these sentences carefully. Il est un beau garçon. He's a handsome boy. Elle est une belle fille. She's a beautiful girl. So here, since garçon was masculine singular, I use the adjective beau. And since fille is feminine singular, I use the adjective belle. But look at this sentence. Il est un offer. He is a handsome boy. Now, since the translation is here, I know that I have to use the adjective handsome in the blank. Yeah. So I can simply use B, E, A, P, because that's what handsome is in French, right? But no, this is wrong. Because when I try to pronounce this sentence, how will I do it? Il est un boffer. Listen to me carefully. Il est un boffer. We need two different sounds for the adjective as well as for the noun. So that is why this beau with the noun offer is wrong. Since our noun is beginning with a vowel, we need a different adjective here for the ease of pronunciation. So let's now learn what that adjective is. So there are a few adjectives, like very few adjectives, that have a unique masculine vowel form. Let's look at it. When the noun is masculine singular, we use the adjective beau. When it's feminine singular, we use belle. But when the noun is masculine singular but beginning with a vowel, like we saw in our previous example of offer, we use the adjective belle. B-E-L. And the sole reason why we do that is for the ease of pronunciation. So that means if I write that sentence now, it will be il est un bel enfant. You see the difference in pronunciation? By using beau, I was not able to pronounce the adjective and noun separately, but by using belle, I can do that. And that is why this particular adjective has a unique masculine vowel form. Okay? Let's move on with our lesson. How to make irregular adjectives plural. अभी तक हमने सीखा कि उन्हें फेमिनिन कैसे बनाना है, but in irregular adjectives को plural कैसे बनाएं? Let's see. Rule 1. Whenever an adjective ends with an S or X in singular, it remains the same in plural. You remember we did the same rule while doing the plural of nouns. जब एक noun S X Z से खत्म होता है, हम उसे भी plural में same रखते हैं, तो adjectives में भी same ही तो फंडा है. अगर एक adjective S या X से खत्म होगा, तो उसका plural form भी same होगा. As you see, il est mauvais, ils sont mauvais. Il est heureux, ils sont heureux. And in the table right here, you see these examples. Okay, that's it. These were all the rules related to irregular adjectives. Let's now look at all the irregular adjectives together in a table. Here you are. Here they are. So with this, we're done with the concept of irregular adjectives. So let's quickly try our hand with an exercise. Pause the video because answers will be right here on your screen within a few seconds. Let's go. So now you have understood both the regular adjectives as well as the irregular adjectives. Let's now look at a few pair of opposites. And opposites in French are called les contraires. Les contraires. So here you see a fat boy and a thin boy. The adjective is gros et mince. The next we have a tall boy and a short boy. The opposite pair of adjectives, grand et petit. Grand, petit. Next on screen, you see a beautiful lady and an ugly one. So the opposites would be belle, laide. And here you see a good boy and a bad boy. So bon et mauvais. Interesting, right? So we have done a lot about adjectives now. And before we end the lesson, you all know what we'd be doing. A final temp check of all the adjectives together in one exercise. So just to help you a bit, here what you have to do is look at the noun in the sentence, look at the adjective in the brackets, and change, or as you say, modify the adjectives in bracket according to the noun in the sentence. All right, pause the video and try doing this exercise, because as usual, the answers are going to pop up right on your screen right away. Here you go. Quickly check your responses, and if there are any mistakes, go back, see where have you made the mistake, which rule did you forget to apply while practicing this exercise. With this, c'est la fin du leçon, leçon 4. We have ended our lesson 4 of Enchanté 1. I will now meet you for lesson 5 in our next video. Till then, au revoir.